Hi, so this video is going to show you how to submit assignments on a laptop or a desktop computer. So if we are in our Google Classroom, we can see we now have 3 classrooms that we are assigned to. We know that we are logged in because it's our icon in the top right hand corner. All of the applications are available on our 3x3 grid, and you can join in another classroom with your plus symbol. So if we were to click on our computer demo classroom, we can see all of the assignments and the resources that have been made available by the teacher for us to click and open. If you see in the top title bar, there is a Meet link that has been made available. So if students were completing a live session with their teacher and their classmates, they are able to click on that link, which will take them into that live session. So if we click back to our classrooms, you can go back through the 3 lines on the left hand side. We can go back to classes, which will take us back to all of our classes. Clicking on our demo classroom will show you all of the resources available for our maths demo. And then clicking back to our to-do list, it will show us all the assignments that have been set currently. So we've got an interview that has no due date assignment. We can also see our missing assignments, and we can also see our completed assignments. If we go back to our assigned, you can see the number that there is for next week. There's 2 assignments due. There is a My Maths that is due on the 16th of November. What students would be required to do is read the passage from the teacher. So in this case, logging into My Maths, which is a separate platform, completing an activity, and then submitting their homework. So students will need to open up a separate platform. In this case, it will be My Maths, where they can use their login from their student login card to access the homework that has been set. So once they've done what is required on the platform that's been stated, students can go back to their Google Classroom and they can mark that work as complete. So they can tick it. A box will come up to say that you've not actually attached any documents, and that's fine because the work's been done on a separate platform. So that can be ticked off, and it will move on your to-do list to your done box. So if we click on done early, there's our My Maths that has been submitted early. So if we went back to our rounding significant figures homework, our assignment, students would need to read the passage. In this case, they would need to watch a video and complete the 2 tasks on a Google form and on a Google Doc. So students can watch the video through their classroom account. It might take them into a separate window, but often it'll just pop up on the screen. So students will be able to watch that back, can pause it, can go back and forth. In this case, they then need to complete the 2 tasks. So one being in your work area on the top right hand side, and it will take you to the Google Doc available. So here students would need to round numbers to a given number of significant figures. This document, as it's a Google Doc, they are able to type straight into. So teachers have been made aware that using Google Docs and Google Slides is the best format for students to complete work in, so they can access it straight through their Google account. So here we can just fill in a few answers. The lucky thing about Google Docs is it saves automatically as you go, so students don't need to worry about saving their document. If we were to click back to our Google Classroom, we can then click our hand in, which will then attach the document to our hand in section. So then we can say, are we sure we want to hand it in? Yes, we want to hand it in. Students might think at this point that they haven't done everything that they need to. So they might click back onto the document and they will find that they can't type in any of their answers. So they can't click anymore, they can't edit what they've done. So in this case, what students need to do is click the unsubmit box, and this will take the work back from the teacher. So if they unsubmit it, they can go back into it, still with their answers from before, but they can then continue to edit that document. So at no point is the student's work that they've done lost. They've just sort of virtually handed it in, and then they're taken back from the teacher what they've done. So again, they can click in, turn it in, and this will then add it to being handed in, and they can tick that off. That will become off their to-do list. And there is also a document there for a Google form. Your Google Forms will be accessed through the internet, so students can complete their Google form, and then they could submit their work. So each time, whether it be a Google Doc or a Google Slide or a Google Form, your child has work saved to their teacher individually with their name, so they don't need to name it at all. It's all done for them. So if we go back to our to-do list, we can now see that both of those assignments have popped into our done section. So they can at any point unsubmit them and take them back. Next up, we're going to look at submitting assignments on mobile devices.